Have you started playing the Fist of the North Star video game on PlayStation?
No, I didn't know that was a requirement.
It wasn't a requirement, but the thing is, like, it had it on sale on PlayStation. That they had a sale on it, and I bought it. And we love Fist of the North Star.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I'm started playing it. I have a lot of time now since I'm not working due to my hip surgery.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still wearing the bracelet. Still consider a fall risk
Because you're old.
because I'm old. That's so nice of him. But I am walking already, which is great. It's been what, the time of this recording? I had the surgery on Tuesday. It is now Sunday. So just shy of a full week.
Yeah, like
And
5
I'm
days.
already walking without any assistance.
Oh, that's good.
I don't need a walker. I don't need crutches. I don't need a cane. Now, am I supposed to do that? No. But I did have one day. It was bad. My legs swelled up like a tree log, but that was just one day and the pain was there. But I didn't take any painkillers. Even though they prescribed me like 10 medications, I've been only using like 3
Well, like the antibiotics and stuff.
antibiotics and something for the stomach for, I guess, in case of nausea or something like that.
Probably help
But
like
no,
from being bloated or something like that.
possibly. Yeah, I am eating a lot, so that could be another reason. But it is the 50th anniversary of Jaws. It is one of Steven Spielberg's first movies. John Williams did the musical score, and Richard Dreyfuss is a delight in this movie. I forgot how thrilling this movie was, but also how funny it was.
Yeah.
It had that nice balance that we see in a lot of movies today.
And sometimes don't see, man.
True, they miss it. They miss that balance. It's just like either serious or it's too like comical. And this movie became a franchise with sequels, and then he has spin-offs, not spin-offs, but more like Sharknado became a big thing. And Jaws is a big influence.
I would say there's a lot of more knockoffs because I, for one, thought Orca was before Jaws. Google it.
No.
Orca was just a couple years after Jaws.
Yeah, which is another good movie too.
Yes.
That's another good movie.
But literally, like, when you watch the Orca movie, there's some scenes that, like, well, they stole that from Jaws.
And this is actually based on a true event. It's not a true story, but a true event that happened in New Jersey. But anyway, on Rotten Tomatoes, it is still ranked at 97% by the critics and 91% by the audience. Dun 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 dun. I don't know what else to say. Copyright infringement?
Maybe.
Welcome back to A Tales of Two Bros. My name is Angel.
I'm Adon.
Where we give you a review at least once a week. Spoiler alert, June 20th, 1975 was the original release of this classic movie. What was the budget for this? Because I don't remember the numbers.
Ooh, let's see.
I want to say 70 million or 15 million.
It's 7 million estimate. And then it
grossed,
worldwide gross was 490, 736, and 300. So basically, it destroyed its budget.
Yes, that's awesome.
Yeah, well, I mean, even considering like the opening weekend in US and Canada broke even. Opening weekend US and Canada. 7,061,000.
Well, that's not really considered breaking even. It has to double to break even.
Oh, well, no. In my mind is like you spent this
right,
much,
no,
you got this much. But the gross worldwide is where they just demolished everything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's really where it took its fame. So, and of course, I'm sure after the opening weekend, everything just came out, and then people were like, "You got to go see this movie. This is insane." Because I wasn't around that time. You would have been.
Mm-hmm. I saw it in the theaters.
I remember originally, right?
Yeah, I saw it. I remember seeing it. I mean, I was around what, 5, 6 years old. No, hold up. No, I did not see it in the theater. Sorry, no, I was 3 years old. No, I did not. No, I would not remember. I saw it on HBO.
Mom and dad wouldn't drag you to.
No, and plus I would not. I saw it on HBO.
Yeah,
that's when I saw it. Was this your first time seeing it in its entirety?
In its entirety, yes. I've seen other Jaws films in its entirety, and I've seen clips of this, like back in the day, before the youngins watching our channel. It was like we didn't have streaming, so like I turned into a channel, it's already playing. So
Right.
I remember seeing parts and being familiar. I've never watched the entire thing. So
Mhm.
this is my first time 50 years around.
Well, like you were saying, like it made so much money in a sense, like people telling like, unlike today, yes, you have the convenience of the internet and smartphones and places like Rotten Tomatoes, where it made that much money just by people, I guess, of course, advertisement in a sense on television, but you have people, you gotta see it. And you have people going for multiple viewings.
Yeah. Didn't it start like a craze where people were wanting to go fi- shark fishing more, and they were like
I
actually out hunting and killing more sharks than they really should be?
That I don't know. But like I said, in the code open is based off true events, and they're thinking that there was one shark that just traveled
Yeah.
like deep into like a lake, because lakes, you know, a lot of areas, lakes are eventually connected to the ocean. There's like a riverbank, what have you, that goes in. So some lakes, yes, are
Yeah.
connected to the ocean. So there's like they're saying like there's one shark somehow, which is weird because the lakes, the water temperature does change rapidly compared to an ocean.
True.
It could be a crazy phenomenon that this one shark did. There's no exact concrete evidence it was the same shark, but it was like these people were gaining shark bites where they're nowhere near the ocean or the beach. On YouTube, there's a plethora of information tied to that. I saw it in the theaters. Did you see it in the theaters when it came out on a re-release?
Yes, I went. Well, funny enough, it was like 2 months later from the actual anniversary
Yeah,
date, but
yeah,
whatever.
it was in
Uh,
August. Yeah.
and yes, I did go to the theater, and it was like I want to say still like 10 people in the theater, considering.
No, of course, yeah. I mean, they're,
Yeah,
they're doing now a lot of stuff, a lot of movies now, like Back to the Future and all that stuff. They're re-releasing it for the movie experience, which is great. That's nice. I appreciate that. They did with Star Wars Phantom Menace, not Phantom Menace, The Revenge of the Sith, and they're doing it with other films too, which I am like, cool, because a lot of us, a lot of people never had that experience. They saw it on their TV.
yeah,
Granted, the TVs are nice and the sound system, home sound system is great, but there's a different experience when you go into a theater. Like for us, me and Kim, we went to see it, small attendance as well, but it was like, I think it was on IMAX, which was
yeah,
still great.
yeah. Mine wasn't IMAX. My local theater doesn't do that, but it's
Mhm.
still 4K. And on top of which, I want to say like I called out the audience. The audience was mostly like young. I say young, like they're like my age or younger.
Mhm.
I thought it was gonna be like closer to like mom's age,
They're
as
busy
far
home
as like,
sleeping.
I mean, a lot you get, people go watch what they enjoy when they were young. So that's what I was thinking.
Like I
I
said,
didn't
this
get the
is,
bucket.
oh, you didn't get the bucket?
Now, did you?
No, no, there's no, oh, there's no, I'm
I
not going to
did
get
like
every,
the bucket though. It's basically
no, it's,
just a giant shark head that the
I
mouth
think they
opened
did.
up.
I think it reminds me of, I think they had toys, like shark related toys, or Jaws related toys, excuse me, in relation to like marketing for the movie.
Hmm.
And I think it was one of it where like you have like you're like a fishing rod. It randomly snatches the thing.
Oh, that
So
there's a
one or
go
two.
fishing toy like that.
And they had one a Jaws shark figure
Hmm.
that like you can like because in the scene, in one scene, Richard Dreyfuss' character like cuts open a shark and like you could put stuff in that shark and like almost replay that same scenario where there's like having stuff coming out of his
Yeah,
guts.
but you never really see the guts, right?
Well, no, but you see the license plate, you see like
Yeah,
other things that's coming out. You don't actually see the shark, which is great
yeah,
filming. That's great directing. Like there's a lot of stuff you see there, and there's like you don't have to see everything, but you imagine, and then him pulling out stuff. And I think they do cut it to a little bit here and there, and then how Richard Dreyfuss is reacting like to what the smell could be like, the
yeah.
rotten smell. That was good. A lot more funnier than I remembered,
True.
and serious when it was time to get serious. I was like, whoa.
Oh, absolutely. And like considering because I do remember somewhere that this movie, Steven Spielberg, when he made the movie, he thought this was going to be his last movie because there were so many complications, so many problems,
Right, right.
and he thought this is going to be the movie that does him in.
Even the shark was giving the
Bruce,
mechanical was giving him issues in that sense.
they called the shark Bruce. which is funny enough because like that's the same name of the shark from Finding Nemo, which I think is an homage to Josh.
Most likely, most likely. But
Some
what's
people
also
joke
cool
it's in
here,
the same universe. It's Bruce. He fell off the wagon.
he blew up though. So
That's right. Bruce before went to the U.S. He was
okay,
Australian first.
sure.
I
But
don't know.
what's also cool here is like in the sense of good storytelling, everything is done by the point of view of others. You don't see the villain, which is the shark, until much later.
Yeah. And
And
it's argued in the film that like up until that later part, the shark isn't the villain. It's just a shark. As you're watching the film, up until they go out to sea, this shark is just a natural shark. It's not a monster or anything like that. If anything, the mayor's the villain. The people running the town are more villainous than the shark. Then you go out to sea and you see this shark is a monster.
yeah, but the shark is the one that's killing.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just doing what it naturally does. And that's where Richard Dreyfuss
But
literally says he does what he's supposed to do.
true, but but then we find out that he's doing more because he's
Yes.
like now he is headhunting. Like he went after the boat. There was like
hmm
because usually sharks attack when there's like blood in the water. That's when they go into a frenzy. They go into killing, or when they see something moving and it looks like prey, so they
Correct.
attack that, right? But a boat who's just moving, that's nothing else but just something floating. Not a threat. It's not potential food. But this one was actually attacking this one, especially at the end.
Yes,
Especially at
that's
the
what
end.
I'm getting at. Like because the other ones are like fishermen that are going after it and whatnot, so they're baiting
Right.
it. But at the end,
Granted,
it's making tactical decisions.
correct. Yeah. Very technical, very like trying to flip the boat, trying to get those guys in the water.
hmm
Exactly. But what's funny though, like the sequels, it was funny, like it's like now it's personal. It's like, what?
I think Jaws
Anyway,
3 was the SeaWorld one, wasn't it?
I don't remember. I don't.
I know there was one Jaws where they like basically not literal, but it was basically SeaWorld. And they found a great white and they brought it to SeaWorld. It was like Jaws 3D. I think that was the one.
Oh yes, yes. But anyway, this should have been like a singular movie, whatever you want to call it, just a standalone movie. That's what it should have been. Robert Shaw, who played Quint, Richard Dreyfuss, who played Matt Hooper, not the scientist, but the scientist too, I guess so. And this is the fish. The police chief, Roy Schreider, awesome. Those three, that
hmm
dynamic was great. Now I feel bad for Quint
Yes.
because he had an encounter with a great white when he was in the military, and it
No,
was like,
he didn't say it was a great white. It was a school of sharks. Um,
well, well, the thing what I'm trying to say is that he was
he
like
died from a deep fear.
he died from a shark eating him. What are you talking about? Fear.
Okay, no, but no. So what I mean is, it's something that he is one of those things like some people hunt what they're afraid of, and so he hunts like sharks. Like he could have got out of the water, been done out of the water. He hunted sharks after that incident, and then he
No, I
died by
get
the
that.
shark.
Right. What I'm trying to say though is like for a person who had that ordeal way back then, and it
hmm
says like everyone in his crew were killed except
Yeah,
for him. So it was like he was on borrowed time because out of the three, he was the first and only one to go.
true.
Not karma, but ironic in
Oh,
the way
absolutely.
that he was awesome. I think he was a great character. Granted, the actor Robert Shaw, he had a huge drinking problem, and then he had an episode with Steven Spielberg. They had a little thing, and he was so embarrassed because he was drunk at one taping. He was so embarrassed because of how unprofessional he was that the next day he profusely apologized to Steven Spielberg and said, and then from there on it was like smooth sailing from him. He
Yeah.
would not embarrass the production. He would not embarrass the director and all that. And so he was very like that was a great, well, humbling experience for him in that sense, which was nice to hear. I don't know if this is the first time or Steven Spielberg developed this technique, that zoom in, zoom out moment when Roy Scheider, the police chief, is looking in the
Yeah.
water and there's a fear. It's famously duplicated in other films, but definitely in Michael Jackson's Thriller.
Okay.
And it looks like the background goes away as he gets closer to the camera. It's kind of weird how that works, but they do some kind of zoom optical technique. I think Steven Spielberg developed it here because it was a great moment where people are scared. I mean, it's been a while since we reviewed, but I know we're all over the place. But I just love the tempo. I just love the cinematography, the pacing, the music score. I mean, everything is just great about this. Do you have a favorite moment?
There's some really good moments. I'm finding lately a lot of my favorite moments in movies are ones that really stick out for making me laugh. And one of my
Okay,
favorite moments was where Rob
Roy. Roy.
was it Brody, Roy Scheider.
Yeah, the police chief. Yep.
Yeah. So Brody is early on learning about the sharks. He's reading books, reading kids' books, because I've had books similar of that nature. And he's like learning about all this stuff as much as he can. And the kids are playing it by the docks. And he's, which first of all, that was actually a nice job. They got supplied a house and living where they were. Like, you're not going to see that at this economy right now
Mm-hmm,
for what
mm-hmm.
he is. Anyways, he's like demanding his kids come back off the docks. They're playing in a boat that he got them, and his wife is like, let them come in. You're overreacting. You just found out about this thing. It's not like it's right here hunting you or anything like that. And and
Oh, I know
and,
what you're
and he
talking about. I
hands her
know
the
what
book,
you're
and he's like,
talking.
you know what? You're right. He's like, I'm overreacting and da. And she turns to one page and it's like the shark eating the boat. And she's like, you kids get off the dock right now.
Listen
and
to
I
your father.
and the first
But
thought that came to me was like, that's mom.
that's definitely mom. But that's what the shark does, or Jaws does in the climactic scene.
Yeah.
He attacks the boat.
Mm-hmm.
So like it kind of like what we see in
It's
the build up.
foreshadowing.
Yeah, yeah. Man, this movie is so good. It's been years I've seen it. It's been
Yeah.
quite years. So for me, it was like the first time seeing it in the theaters.
What was your favorite?
When Quint is talking to the crew, like they're getting drunk,
Yeah, you're
right?
talking about this scene where he confesses about his experience on
Right.
in
Yeah.
the
And
Navy.
like
That was a
talks
good
like
scene.
that's what I'm saying. I was like, that's such a good scene because it's just like everyone, like you see Richard Dreyfuss, he's laughing, and then it starts to slow down, get serious, and he's just like, oh shit.
Especially
Like
when he says like, you were on that ship. And he's like, yeah, that was my ship.
like yeah, so
And
he
like,
knows.
and he knows something no one else knows, and it's like that unsettling moment, like things just changed.
Right. Because he's not just a blowhard, he's not just a crazy captain, what have you, a rogue captain.
Mm-hmm.
No, this guy, he has history.
After that scene, Quentin never put his tooth back. It's definitely a
No.
change of pace for the character himself. After
Mm-hmm.
that point, I took it like more like he's like more relaxed with his character, but it's also like a change of the seriousness for his character.
Like that moment, them when they're chasing Jaws and they're shooting at him to get the barrels attached to it,
Mm-hmm.
that was intense. And then it stops. Like, what happened? Did it detach itself from the barrels? Did it? It's like you don't know what's up and up. And then you have also when the police chief is throwing the fish and the bait in the water, and that's when we first see Jaws come out.
Come out the
And
water, yeah.
he comes out, and you see how massive it is, and then he just backs away, and he tells Quint, "You're going to need a bigger boat."
Yeah.
I mean,
I love the fact that that became the running joke because every single thing after that, he's like, so when are we going to go get a bigger boat? Are we going back for a bigger boat? And he's like,
right,
we should
because
call
he's
for
not,
a bigger boat. It's like, I'm not talking about like 30 minutes. I'm talking about he's doing this over hours.
and don't forget, which is weird for him. Like, why would you get a job that you hate the water? He's a police chief of a town
Of an
that's
island.
of an island, yes, and he's on a boat. You know what I'm saying? It's like he's not a person of water. He's not a fan of
Yeah.
water.
They even
Why
call it
would you
out
do a job like?
in a really good scene, in my opinion, is a really good scene. It's a scene where Richard Dreyfuss shows up for dinner, technically unannounced.
He just showed up.
He brings a bottle of wine. And in that scene, you see Brody just open a wine and pour it into a full-size glass.
Mhm.
And he goes, you want some? As they're talking, his wife is talking about like, oh, he just doesn't like the water. He's like, you don't swim or like the water, like, but you're a police chief of an island. He's like, yeah, I have a problem with it. He's like, what kind of problem do you have with it? It's called drowning. No, they go, he has a condition. He's like, yeah, it's called drowning.
Yeah, yeah. That's I know. So it's
You
like
got to
that's why
remember,
it makes it.
he's like a New York cop, so he's
No,
like
I get it.
very inland.
No, I get it. I get that, but it's just like, why would you put yourself in that predicament? But yeah, see, that's why it's like how funny this movie is. How, I mean, this movie is very serious. It's a thriller. It's a suspense thriller, but man, it has some great comedic moments.
Yeah.
Great comedic moments. Now, I do have a question though. Quint, he had a partner, a shipmate with a dog,
Yes.
and then he's not there anymore.
I don't think he was like a legit shipmate. I think he was just someone that works like the docks and whatnot. But
I don't know. They were together whenever before the third act. They were together the whole time.
yeah, Brody's dog. It wasn't Quint's dog. Brody's dog in the movie is actually Steven Spielberg's real dog.
Oh, nice.
There's a lot of really cool things like when you get into the nitty gritty about this movie, because they had to do a lot of things to make things work.
Of course,
Now,
that's how great movies become great because the imagination, the ingenuity, the
mhm.
adaptation to certain situations. That's why I
Now
find the 70s and the 80s, the movies there are just so top notch overall.
here's the one thing that I haven't really found it yet, but I'm just now looking for it. Is like the first individual killed by Bruce the Shark, the
The
girl,
female, the girl.
Chrissy. Chrissy, I
Yeah,
believe it
yeah.
was. There's a spoof song that's like, Chrissy, wake up. It's that song making fun of Stranger Things. So that's stuck in my head now.
Okay.
If you know about the song, it'll be funnier. But still. So Chrissy goes swimming, waiting for the
Yes.
drunk dude to come with her.
Yeah. Skinny dipping, I think, right?
Skinny
Was it skinny
dipping.
dipping? Yeah.
First of all, kids out there, don't ever do it. It's a stupid decision. Uh, everything just goes wrong every time. Secondly, I watched that scene in theaters, and as I'm watching it, I'm like, oh, she's breaking character.
I think someone was pulling her. I think someone went under the pool.
Yeah,
Is that
there's
true?
there's a couple moments where you see her like catching her breath, or she's like, I'm panicking, and then she gets dragged again. And mom was the one that told me, she's like, yeah, they didn't tell her they were going to do that.
I think that's
I don't
true.
know
I
if
think
that's true, but
no, I think that was true. Like someone just like trying to pull down because just to have that look of not for
true
her,
fear.
not necessarily true fear, but to have like it's kind of hard by yourself to dunk yourself and then look like you're being dragged under. I
Yes.
think that's the thing, and I think they did do that for real. I could be wrong that they had someone do that and he didn't tell her, or maybe he didn't tell her when, what have you,
It just
and
didn't feel
then
like natural lines, like a person being attacked by a shark would be like, okay, calm down, I'm panicking. Like no, they'll just be full on panicking.
well, maybe. I mean, I don't know because she's out there in the dark.
This is after she's already been thrashed about a couple times and then dragged to the buoy. And then she gets dragged away back from the buoy.
Which is kind of funny. That is kind of funny in that aspect, but
You know, and I say this, and I'm going to say a true story here. I don't know if I ever told you this. I told you about when I went, I didn't go skinny dipping, but I went swimming in the ocean at dark.
no,
So sidetrack, true story here. I was with a friend and my mom.
only your mom.
I'm telling this for the audience.
Okay.
For mom. It's everybody's mom now.
So wait a minute, why are you skinny dipping your mom? That's gross.
I
dude.
wasn't skinny dipping, bro. We were at the beach, 4th of July, and my friend and I thought, hey, what would be a cool idea? Seeing the fireworks from inside the water. So mom's like, I'm just gonna stay on the shore. I'm
mom's
okay.
mom's not a good swimmer. Mom's
No, she's
not a good swimmer.
atrocious. And at this stage of my life, I did not know, and again, I didn't watch Jaws in its entirety, otherwise I would have learned this. Sharks are nocturnal hunters. So I swim out to the shoreline, and they like to swim in the shoreline around 3 to 5 feet of water. So I swim out with my friend, and we're chilling. There's a solid 10 to 15 feet between us. And then I feel something hit my back like that. Like it didn't feel like seaweed. It was a solid thing that hit my back, didn't even graze. And then I see in a matter of seconds him flinch up too. And I looked at him and I go, did something? And he's like, and something. And we didn't even finish our sentences. And we're like, let's swim back. And we start swimming. Again, all foolishness because hindsight being 2020, that was probably a shark. We were swimming and thrashing, and we were there. It perfect bait.
Could have been dolphin.
It could have been
Florida.
Florida. Yeah, it could have been a barracuda or a manatee. I'm not taking that chance.
True. Well, no,
I took enough of a chance just being out
a
there.
Barracuda. No, a barracuda is a fish, not a no.
No, barracudas are incredibly long, and they're actually very dangerous.
I know they're dangerous. But never mind. They're not the same size as a shark or a dolphin.
No, this is true, but I didn't see it. I just felt it hit my back. Listen, I'm floating dark meat. I don't need to be, seasoning the water or anything more than that, than I need to. But yeah, that happened. Just to bring it back home, the biggest frustration I had with the movie wasn't a faux pas, but this is a testament to the story. Is like I got frustrated with the mayor and the people running the town.
Oh yeah, well those because I mean you're right. I mean I understand their point of view, but
they're literally just feeding the word, and I hate using this term, but it's true in this case, false news. As things are happening, the editor is like, oh yeah, I'll put it on the 5th page. People won't care. This is happening. They literally knew it was a shark attack, and then within minutes, they got to the corner and made them change the writing.
Because they're worried more about their pocket.
Yeah.
Just like we have today for a long time with politicians. They don't care about the safety of people. They care about the pockets. Sell the narrative, fudge it up. Tell them it's a one-time incident event. The 4th of July is about to happen. We're going to lose a lot of money. And, the police chief and everyone else are like, dude, people are going to die. It's like,
I get it. It's one of those things. It's like, it's not real until it happens to me. And the mayor's like, my kid was in that water.
Exactly.
That's the only time it really clicked for him.
Exactly. That happens to a lot of people, especially like, Democrats, Republicans, what have you. It doesn't matter as long as it doesn't happen to me or affect me. But then when it does, they're like, oh, wait a minute, why we do anything about it in the first place? We've been telling you.
Listen, and this is where I would have been a really crap sheriff, because Brody took a slap for everybody else's faults. He was like, you knew, and you let my kid die. And she slapped Brody. At that point, I would have been like,
no, that's them. That's them.
Right.
Blame them.
He's like, do we need to open this shark to know if that boy's still in there? Give me that knife. I'll do it myself right now. Things are going to happen. But no, he kept that to himself, took that blame. And that's probably because he felt guilt for the child, because he listened to the mayor. And he knew he shouldn't.
Well, also he was like, I guess the bigger man, like, I'll take the blunt.
Yeah.
Because she's grieving.
Absolutely.
She's grieving. So, let her grieve. I'll be the punching bag for her if I need to be. That's fine. So he was like a hero in multiple facets. A hero to the town, a hero to this lady, a hero, multiple.
Well, and I bet you anything, because I haven't seen Jaws 2 in years and I don't remember it. I bet you anything like this will be one of those events that gets overshadowed, forgotten, and he wouldn't be considered the hero of town. He'll be considered like the town crazy.
I really don't find any faux pas in this one. Like I said, well, the only thing is like what happened to the shipmate because he was there, but again, that's fine.
The shark cage. The shark cage was the most flimsy thing I've ever saw.
Well, they were just but from a great white, from a shark that big, of course, it will go that, that fragile. But that was a little heart wrenching as well. I was like, holy crap. I was like, that was pretty intense too. But in the sense of faux pas, I didn't see any.
No, it's a really well done movie. The flaws that we would pick would be a product of the time, to be honest.
Right. Yeah.
So if you're excluding that, it's actually a fantastic film. Because like you can't adjust for that.
No, of course. Like I said, on Rotten Tomatoes, it's 97% by the critics and 91% by the audience. It is worth the watch. It's a must-see movie.
Yeah.
If you're a filmmaker,
I literally just read this was like the first ever true U.S. blockbuster. Like people were wrapped around the blocks to go see this movie.
That's how Blockbuster became the name Blockbuster.
Yes, that was the
wrapped
idea.
Around the block. Came around the block. But what I'm saying is this should be in the archives. There's a lot of movies out there, right? Of course. And there are a lot of great movies as well as some bad movies, but there's a lot of great movies. And this one, if you're a filmmaker, you got to study this film. If you're an actor, you got to study this film. If you want to be like a music composer for film, use this film as a resource. The music wasn't too loud, like we complain about some other movies where the music is like almost like blasting. It wasn't here. It was just on the right level.
The score is iconic.
The score is iconic. Again, another work from John Williams. I'm so happy I was able to see it in the theaters.
Just to bring this back to another point that you made, that forward tracking zoom out trick, that was actually something that was done prior to Jaws. That was actually
okay.
And it's like learned in certain film schools for like reversing, coming in and out. But I want to say, and I could be wrong about this part, but the very first time it's done is in the movie Vertigo.
Alfred Hitchcock.
Shot invented by Erman Roberts for Disorientating Heights, shot in Vertigo, 1958.
Right.
So,
That's directed by Alfred Hitchcock. Right. But no, that's good. That's good to know because I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure. So I'm glad that you found that out. Awesome. Because no, it's a great technique to show suspense and intensity and stuff like that. Very good.
Oh, yeah.
All right, guys, that is our throwback review of 1975's Jaws. Have you seen it? What was your favorite moment? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram. Until next time, will be the next time. I'm Angel.
I'm Adon.
Love you, bro.
Love you too.
Hey, I'm losing my voice and I need to rest my hip.
True.